So, check this out, people. So, I'm back in the US, you guys already know, right? And while I was away since 2019, right, when all of these liars and scumbags on YouTube were talking about AMC and Dogecoin and GME, right? AMC, GME, and Dogecoin. Going to the moon and to put your money in and not to sell, and how they hyped you up and gassed you up, right? And made you believe that the stock was going to the moon. And anyone who suggested that you should sell or that they should sell, right, they were attacked. There's nothing worse, right, than believing the hype from people you trust and believe in, right? And so a lot of these people who didn't sell when they should have, they didn't sell because they were pressured not to sell. They were pressured by YouTubers like Tony Donaro, Phil For Real, Scavenger Stonks. You already know people like Morant's Rants. All of these people encourage non investors, right? Amateur investors. And, you know, I keep getting these freaking scam calls. That's what I can't stand about these freaking cell phones. But anyway, um, a lot of these people, the majority, everybody was lied to. Even those who believed it and were telling others that this was going to happen, that the stock was going to the moon, they were lying and didn't even know they were lying because they were just following what they believed was true because they didn't know how the market worked. You see, I'm an amateur investor, but I'm smart because I don't rely on YouTube or people who are on YouTube to tell me how I'm going to make my money and what to do with my money and what not to do and when to sell and when not to sell. And a real businessman who has bills to pay and who has responsibilities and family understands that it is nobody's business how I spend my money, when I sell, and when I buy. And that goes for me also telling you people who are watching me not to buy, right? When I say, um, don't believe the hype. And there's a difference between saying don't believe the hype and don't buy. A big difference because I never say don't buy. I never say don't sell. I never say sell. I say get your money, get your profits, take your money. Unless you're doing this long term with AMC or GME, which I don't recommend, those stocks don't pay dividends. Doesn't make sense to me that I would put my money into a bank and they're not going to pay me any interest. That's exactly what you're doing with AMC and GME. And if you're going to invest and if you're going to put money into a stock long term, do it with stocks that pay dividends and companies that are well known, that have been around for many years and continue to do business. And so here I am, right? Chilling. And I, as most of you people know who follow me, you guys know that I've been talking about these things from the Philippines, right? And I was just recently in Thailand. Look, people, you can live your life believing what YouTubers tell you. You can live your life, right? And believe that everyone else is living a life better than yours, right? Because of what you see on YouTube, on TikTok, or whatever. The fact is that everyone has ups and downs, and everyone does not live the life that they are portraying on YouTube. Nobody does, all right? A day of beauty, a day of excitement is not how people are living every day, okay? And so don't compare yourself to YouTubers. Don't think that these people are real as far as them trying to look out for you. There are all kinds of scams. There are scams on cell phones, which you guys already know. You get scam emails. They are scammers on dating apps. So what makes you believe, people, that there aren't scammers on YouTube? That these same people who telling you to hold, to buy and hold, weren't lying to you. You know, I think about this post office worker who posted a video. It was a woman. I think it was back in 2019 or 2020, right? Back in the day, in the beginning of the whole AMC hype. And she was in her uniform and she's on the US Postal truck, right? I got a tickle in my throat. And she's crying and she's saying how excited she was about this whole hype about AMC and how she can't wait for the stock to squeeze because she can't wait to become a millionaire. And so she took out her pension, and put it all into AMC. Bro, if a stock is going to the moon and you believe that, then 100 shares should be enough. And so this is what happens when you follow liars and cheaters on YouTube, who you believe are out to look out for you, when in reality, no one is here to look out for you. I don't care who you are. I'm simply posting my videos to people whose faces I don't see, whose names I don't know. And the difference between me and people like Marantz Rants and Trace Trades and Review Dog and Short the Vix and Matt Kors and all these other guys is that they lie. And if you want to know whether or not I lie to you, all you have to do is watch my videos, where you will see me telling you over and over and over not to believe the hype about AMC or GME going to the moon. And so I feel bad because I think about that postal worker, that woman who is still working today, long after her retirement kicks in, she will have to put in another 20 years or an extra 20 just to make up for the pension that she lost on this nonsense play AMC, GME, and Dogecoin. And so while I was telling everyone to get their money, people were attacking me and, you know, ridiculing me. And look at me now, right? Look at me now, people. Driving my Audi and coming back from Thailand on a regular man's pension while you're sitting at home watching Marantz Rants lie to you. So, thank you for watching, people. And I'm sorry you lost your money.